Welcome to Dre's True Crime Stories, and this is the case of Marjorie Joy Infante. Trigger warning, viewer discretion is advised. Marjorie was a 15-year-old grade 10 student from Mabalacat, Pampanga in the Philippines. She was the youngest of four children. She lived with her dad and siblings while her mom worked in Qatar as a domestic worker. On October 28, 2022, at around 6:30 p.m., Marjorie left their home in Northville 16 to buy food at his father's request. Although he did not see her leave the house, he noticed that Marjorie left her phone behind. When Marjorie failed to return after a couple of hours, her dad started to worry a little bit, so he told his son to ask around and look for her. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to find her. At around 10 p.m., a barangay security officer from Barangay Sapang Balen was on his way to meet someone when he found a dead body near the river in Barangay at Lubola in Mabalacat. He immediately reported it to the barangay. That same evening, they contacted Marjorie's family and asked them to identify the remains. The dad positively identified the body as his daughter's. She was beaten, her face swollen and badly bruised. She had strangulation marks around her neck, and her underwear was pulled down to her thighs. She was sexually assaulted. Unfortunately, based on the articles I've read, no witnesses have come forward, and since the body was found by the river at the side of the road, no CCTV footage was recovered. I mean, there's no mention of it at least, but I'm hoping that somehow there was at least one working security camera around there somewhere. Imagine having to call your mother abroad to tell her that your sister, her youngest child, was raped and murdered. And what's worse is the maniac responsible just walked away. That he's likely at home with family or, God forbid, with his children. There may be more than one of them, and they get to live another day, while Marjorie doesn't. Anyway, a 100,000 peso bounty has been offered to anyone who can provide any information that will lead to the arrest of Marjorie's assailants. And to those who were quick to judge Marjorie's dad because he kept his composure while being interviewed, I hope you understand that not everyone grieves the same way. When my mother died, I was literally emotionless and only cried 4 days later. His lack of tears does not equate to guilt. Should he be accused of any involvement, I'm sure his sons can provide an airtight alibi. Tagalogin ko, di porket di umiyak ibig sabihin guilty na. Hindi po kayo criminal profilers or psychologists to interpret his behavior. Hindi po expertise ang pagiging asyomera.